All right, just a few thoughts with regards to a client that I had yesterday. Um, when you're emotionally involved, when you're in love with someone, or you are just getting into a relationship, or like they say, no, in love, so-called inverted commas. My genuine request to you is don't make any decision that can alter the course of your life. In fact, I'd go a step further and say don't make any logical decision which you assume is logical. Don't make any such decision. The reason being is, if you try to use logic where emotions are involved, the logic that you use will be used to justify the actions which you want to do. Let's say, for example, you're in love and you decide to give the power of attorney or the money or your bank account as a joint account. You will say logic, trust should be there in a relationship. If you don't trust, how can you have a relationship? Okay? So that way you're right. When you're in love, you should trust a person. But then here you're trying to justify what you want to do. So like for example, someone wants to become a singer or a dancer or a film actor. They will say, oh, I want to achieve my dreams, and if you have to achieve your dreams, you have to take risks. Now that's a logical statement, yes. And then before you know it, they will give up their college and they will go to Hollywood. Now they'll give you the logical statement, that if you have to pursue this career, you have to be in Hollywood, not sit and do your college, which is right. If you have to be a singer, you have to be in Hollywood, not sit in the college. But then you see what I'm getting at? See, I'll give you the best example of mistakes made during emotions. You can see these tattoos. This one. This is my ex-girlfriend. I tattooed her face because to show my love for her. And she also loved me. Okay? But guess what? Thank you. But guess what? After the tattoo was put, she subsequently dumped me for another guy. And what was her logical thing? She was marrying someone who she felt more comfortable with or whatever. And that time he was in love with her. That logic she gave. Later on, she gave the logic of breaking up with him because it seems they're not getting along. So the point I'm trying to make here is, do not make any decision when you're emotionally involved. That's the first thing. The second thing is, during the honeymoon phase of a relationship, just enjoy it, but don't assume that that is going to be the same situation for the rest of your life. Because people generally think when they get into a relationship, the honeymoon phase, that's going to last forever. When you're just newly into a relationship, you're having sex 24/7, you'll put your mouth there, she'll put her mouth there, you'll do 69, 72, 86, 43, all the positions, and oh, I want you to come in my mouth, I'll come in your mouth, and I want us to fuck each other the whole night long, and oh, we'll try this, we'll try that. All that is fine. But like, eating a pizza, you eat one pizza, the first slice is amazing. After you eat that, the second slice, okay, not bad, still good. Third slice, the taste goes a little different. Fourth slice, now it's becoming slightly cumbersome. Fifth slice, okay, I'll just eat it. Sixth slice, you're like, oh, I'm tired. Seventh slice, you're like, okay, you can have this. Eighth slice, you don't even want to think about it. And then even if the next pizza comes out and it's hot and steamy and delicious, and you'll be like, no man, fuck, I can't. Same way with love and relationships. Initially the first bite is yummy, oh wow, I can do this forever. But subsequently, as time passes by, that honeymoon phase vanishes. In fact, one of my friends used to say this: every time you have sex in the beginning of a relationship, put a coin in a jar. After the first 5 years, the number of coins you put in the jar. Then from after the 5th year, every time you have sex, now remove a coin. The first 5 years, the number of coins you put, it'll take you a lifetime to empty that jar, because you will not have sex at all, hardly have sex. And even if you have sex, it's more of a, like, you're hungry, you eat. That's it. Third one, remember this much: the higher the intensity, the passion, and the more crazy a relationship is in the beginning, the worse it will get towards the end. It's like this: the higher it goes, the lower it falls. It has to go that way. There's no such relationship that goes up and up and up and never comes down. So people who show this level of intensity on social media, or talk about it with their friend: oh, I can't live without him, I can't breathe without him, oh, we are crazy for each other, oh, he's crying, I can't stay a second. Those kind of extreme relationships never ever ever sustain, never survive. Okay, so the more intense your relationship is towards love, the more intense it will be towards hate later on. It's not sustainable. Point number 4 that I want to give you is, if your relationship is based on showing the world how happy you are, you have to put it on social media, you have to show it on Facebook, you have to show it on Instagram, you have to share it with the world. Those kind of relationships never survive, in the sense they don't stay stable or happy for long, because your entire shtick is external validation. See world, I'm happy. See guys, I'm in love. See, my love is so special. See, the person I love is so great. That's bullshit. That never works. And the ones that really survive are the ones which are very private. That's why relationships which are very private, even celebrities, John Wick, or what's his name, Keanu Reeves, very private. They work because they don't go around showing off to the world. The next point I want to give you, point number 5, I think. If you glorify your partner and put your partner on your head, you'll regret it, because then the partner will sit on your head and demand. It's like putting a monkey on your head. Initially it's fun, it's exciting, but then it becomes irritating. Don't put the partner on a pedestal where maintaining that is tough, because once you give the partner a certain privilege and position of power, they'll never want to come down. So be careful of doing this. Don't do it. Trust me, you'll regret it. The next point that I'll give you, point number 6, is, I'll put it in layman's terms: buy a car whose service and parts you can afford. Don't buy a car whose service and parts you cannot afford. Means buy a car where the maintenance is easy, low maintenance or easy maintenance. If you buy a Rolls Royce or you buy a Lamborghini, or the parts are very very expensive. Never buy a car on a loan, means which you cannot afford to pay easily. Same thing with the relationship. Don't get into a relationship with a girl or a guy, especially a girl, whose maintenance is so high that it'll drive you mad. That is why celebrity marriages never work out, because you're marrying someone whose maintenance is so high, expectations are so high, it's not at all realistic. And that is why it never work. Marry someone with low expectations and who's simple and easy to manage. My wife, very easy to manage, very easy. Low expectations. That is why we are so happy together. Otherwise we would have been miserable. And point number 7, last if not the least. I know this might sound controversial, but when you're selecting someone, do it slowly, take your time. But when you're breaking up with someone, break fast. Seriously, this is one management principle that I've applied even in the workplace. Why? Because when selecting someone, make sure that you know who you're taking and what you're getting into. Don't just simply get into something. Don't make it easy, the interview process or the selection process, because you need to make sure who you're getting with is safe. Because remember, physically maybe the person has a disease. If they're ready to come in bed with you, most probably they have a disease, STD. If they are ready to be with you, most probably they've done it with other men or women. If they ask you money easily, means they ask money everyone easily. But that is why make sure that the person qualifies and earns your respect. But while breaking, do it fast. Just as when you have a cancerous growth on your body, if you don't get it sorted out ASAP, it's in, just like a snake bite. When you get a snake bite, make sure that you when you have a snake bite, make sure the poison doesn't spread out. The longer you keep the person, the worse it gets. So that is why when I had to break up with someone, I broke up fast, and it saved me a hell lot of trouble. So these are the 7 principles that I'll give you in terms of love and relationships. I just hope it gives you a little bit of common sense and wisdom of the ages, especially from the mistakes I've made in life. And I just hope that you don't make the same. Remember, whatever I shared with you right now is not taken from any book. It's from my real life. So I hope this added some value. Let me know your thoughts. This is me signing off. Take care.